Hello, everyone, and welcome to the sixth episode of FPS Talkies. To commemorate what is popularly celebrated as International Women's Day, we were brainstorming on whom to invite, and I'm so elated to introduce you all to Simran Sharma from Canine Conditioning. Simran has been training dogs for over 4 years now, and she is easily one of the youngest female trainers I have come across. She does not only trains pet dogs for obedience, but also works with behavior cases and protection dogs. In fact, she is the training decoy for the only PSA2 title dog in India. So tell me, Simran, what is it that motivated you to be a dog trainer?
So since childhood, I've always had dogs at home. In training terms, if I tell you, it's all good conditioning and genetics. My parents have been like big all-time dog lovers, and especially my mom. I've seen her rescuing not just dogs, but it's been birds, it's been chickens, and even rats for that matter, which is very funny. So it's probably my parents. And on a serious note, if I tell you honestly, my first dog buddy, I have a tattoo of his name on my forearm. Yeah. So when he passed away, I really seriously decided that I will definitely work with dogs in future for sure. He was there throughout my childhood. He passed away when he was about 14 years old. So yeah, it's because of both of them.
That's so sweet. I don't think that level of support you receive when it comes to dogs from families back in the day. Now I think the awareness has started to come up.
Yes.
But this is great.
Thankfully, my parents have been super supportive. Not just with me. Even if I would have chosen something else, I'm pretty sure they would have been super chill about it.
That's great.
Yeah.
So tell me something. Do you think there is a difference between a dog trainer and a behaviorist, or are they the same?
See, in order to become a good dog trainer, you need to understand dog behavior as well, and vice versa. In layman's term, I'll give you a very simple example. Suppose a dog comes to a behaviorist, right, for a consultation, and the behaviorist is able to analyze what the dog's actual problems are. If they don't know how to train the dog, what is the point? Right?
True.
Similarly, if a trainer knows how to make a dog do a sit or a down or any behavior, but they don't understand the behavior of a dog, sometimes it can go really wrong. The system really keeps changing when it comes to working with dogs of different behaviors. So it has to go side by side, both the things. Yeah.
And did you ever think about becoming a dog behaviorist?
See, anyways, I am a dog trainer, but I do understand dog behavior. I would really, the whole study of dog behavior, it's very complex. All thanks to Varun. He's really good at dog behavior. He was working at SPCA Hong Kong earlier for a good 4 years. So, I've always sat with him whenever I started training. I used any new dog who used to come to our facility for training. I used to make a proper note of the dog, including all the behavior analysis that I used to do, and I used to compare that with Varun's.
Oh, wow.
So thankfully now I understand dog behavior to a good extent. Yeah.
Wow. Great learner, I must say. Okay, how many female trainers do you think India has?
I think I personally know about 10. Sunita Pundhir ma'am, Chetna Malik, I've also worked with her when I was working at canine school earlier. And then there's Riya Shah, there's Sanya Bhutani. I think, during these PSA Hyderabad trials, I met Arpana. She's very young, and she works with Kumar sir from Bangalore.
Okay.
So she started training, I think 2 years back, but she's doing really well. Yes.
So it's very nice to see that how many new faces are coming in the dog training industry in India.
There might be more too, for sure.
Of course.
Yes, but personally I know them. Yeah.
I think you've just scratched the surface. So I was actually reading an article from back in 2016 on men and women trainers, and it said that about 84 to 85% companion dog trainers in Canada are women.
Okay.
Have you seen anything similar in the Indian canine training industry? Oh, and the male trainers there, they dominate the protection and guard dog training
Okay.
space. Do you think the stats may be similar in India?
See, probably now things have really changed. Though even in India, if I see, there are very few working dog trainers. But if you see US, like I was watching PSA trials this year, and there were a lot of female trainers. I think there were more female trainers than male trainers, even at
wow.
the higher levels.
That's
Things
great.
are changing for sure.
Awesome. Do you think physical strength is a challenge when one decides to become a dog trainer?
See, honestly, because dog training involves a lot of physical work, a person has to be fit, whether it's a male or a female, right? But at the same time, when you have to handle huge dogs as well, strength is important, but technicalities are important as well. You know, you need to have very good handling skills. I have a very petite figure, if you see, but I can easily handle, you know, big, huge, aggressive dogs. So it's more to do with the technicality and the experience than only strength.
I think that's something all the budding female dog trainers should make a note of.
And thankfully, so I've got very good genetics. So that's why I'm anyways very fit. Like my parents are into cycling and
Oh, wow.
yes, they're both professional cyclists. They're into running as well.
Awesome.
So you know, I come from a background where people are anyways really fit. So it's the genetics too. Thank
Definitely.
you, Mom, Dad.
So Simran, you are a very integral part of the dog training scene now. Do you think there is any difference in the techniques and methods followed by men and women, dog trainers?
See, as long as if you're following like a proper training system, I don't think there's any difference.
Okay.
Because the scientific methods of dog training, it's the same. It's based on the 4 quadrants of training, and this training system remains the same. Yes.
Okay. What are the specific challenges that you think a female would face while entering this dog training industry, and how should they be able to tackle them?
So initially when I started training, because I was very young also, and I started with doing home visitations. So whenever I used to go for the first session, a lot of clients, you know, whenever they used to say, oh, you're a female and then you look young, and then with this petite figure, they were really, in doubts during the initial sessions whether I'll be able to train their dogs or not. Like I've actually had experiences where I went for the first session and the client was like, no, I don't want the dog to be trained by you,
Oh,
because
God.
we really don't feel that you will be able to train the dog. This was like really initially when, you know, I was not really known. But now I feel things have changed. Things have really changed. So I think this was the only problem that I personally faced. But post 2-3 sessions, they actually got that confidence that I can actually train their dogs.
Well, I think the crux of it is that you should not judge the book by its cover. Just trust, in order to build trust in the trainer who you have called, just wait to see how he or she works.
Definitely. And you never get results in the first or the second session.
Of course.
You know, if a trainer is coming to your place to do like a 10 sessions course, there are so many clients who, expect good results only during the first and the second session, which is just next to impossible.
Of course, would you expect your toddler to know ABC 1, 2, 3 right after the first class? You wouldn't, right? Okay. Okay, this is a fun one. This is my favorite question.
Okay.
So, what kind of dogs do you train, and what is your favorite command?
So I train dogs for obedience, like pet level training includes obedience, therapy dog training. There's protection training as well, but in protection training, I'm still learning. So Varun is the main person, and I handle the dogs, but I'm still learning and I'm doing pretty well. Like I get the chance to work with Varun's dogs, and they're like highly trained. They're at a very good level. So all thanks to him for giving me that kind of exposure, which was really required.
Oh, I should mention here that our therapy dogs, Angel Muffin, they are trained by Varun from Canine Conditioning.
Yes. So even in Bangalore, there's a psychology center, and we recently trained 2 of their dogs as well. It's a
Oh, wow.
retriever and a beagle. So those 2 dogs actually work there.
That's so
now.
nice.
Yes, yes.
It's really heartening to see that therapy dog scene in India is getting better.
Definitely, definitely. And my favorite command, that would be definitely nose, which is heel in English. It's always like a very nice picture when you see your dog fully focused on you and they're walking with that perfect trot. It's really good to feel that and experience that. Zena was the first dog I actually healed with for the first time, and it was, when she was actually healing, I told Varun that, I really want to train my dogs with this command.
So Simran, as we are coming to a close, my next question to you is, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years as a dog trainer?
It's only been 4 years since I've started training, and I still feel I'm a beginner. Though I understand I've trained quite a few dogs and I have that experience, but I really want to learn more. I'm planning to travel to the US to do some more dog training courses. And apart from that, when it comes to pet level training, I really want to get involved into more personalized courses. And when it comes to my own dogs, I really want to follow Varun's footsteps and actually trial and take my dogs to higher levels in PSA Dog Sport. Yes, that's it.
And do you see yourself going more towards the pet dog training or towards protection dog training?
It has to be the right balance, I feel, because most of the pet dogs that you see these days, they have a lot of behavior issues. So most of the clients don't require protection training as such. Whatever we do, PSA or any dog sport that we do, it's only and only our passion.
Okay, and my last question is, it's very important.
Okay.
What is your message to the budding dog trainers? What is your message to the budding female dog trainers in India?
To begin with, as many courses as you do, I feel you really need to have good experience. You need to really work with a lot of dogs, because in courses, it's mostly like a 10-day course, 15-day course, or just 2 days workshop. You learn a lot from that, but a lot of practical knowledge is required in order to actually become a good dog trainer. Apart from that, I feel we all make mistakes in training. So never ever, demotivate yourself, even if you cannot train a dog. Just make sure that you learn, you grow, go to all good trainers, learn from them. Now we have plenty in India, if I tell you honestly. There's Varun Anand, and then there is Patilia, there's Nan, there's Sachin Raute sir. So all of them are really good at training. Thankfully, I feel that, I got the best of trainers. I'm thanking my stars for that. They really helped me improve in all my training. Initially, as a trainer, I wasn't really confident, especially when I had to train my own Malinois, because he was a very hard-working dog. But I feel that if you actually compare yourself with trainers who are much better than you, then you will actually grow. There's no point of comparing yourself with trainers who just started learning. Always and always try to improve with every session. Also, there was one advice Varun gave me once. So he told me that every session that you take of any dog, make sure there is some improvement, right? So I always keep that in mind and I make notes of it, and that has really helped me, get the best of results.
I think it's always also important to have good mentors.
Yes, definitely.
And be as good a learner as she is. So with this, I think we've come to an end. I really think that India needs a lot of female dog trainers, and with this video, I sincerely hope that a lot of those women who are aspiring to be one, I hope this video helps them, motivates them to take that much needed step. Thank you so much for being here, Simran.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
And if I think you guys should also follow Simran and Canine Conditioning on Instagram for more inspiration and for a lot of good dog training videos.
Thank you.